We've already mentioned 50 fight amateur, 40 wins, should be a very, very good kid. I've seen him, he trains alongside me and my stable at Martin's Peacock Gym. Seen him sparring on a regular basis. He's very, very, very powerful for the weight. Quite awkward. He's boxing a very awkward boy in Mark McKray. He's been a pro for just over a year, I believe, Mark McKray. He's fought some good kids. He's had a couple of wins himself, and it should be a very, very interesting fight, this one.
So what do you reckon the trainer's saying to Alfie now? What's the standard?
He's basically going to be telling him to keep things nice and tight, keep his hands high, keep his guard high. Just take your time, go out there, have a feel out in the first round, feel how strong the other guy is. You know, just basically keep things nice and tight, stay nice and calm, take your time, relax, and go out there and do your stuff.
And wearing the black strip, all black strip, he weighed in today at 10 stone 6 and 1/4 pound.
So Mark McKray's last fight was against Carl Johansson, who was the ex-British champion at super featherweight, a real good fighter. He got knocked out in the 6th round, McKray, but up until that point he gave Johansson as much as he could handle for the night. It was a real good performance, and I was very, very impressed with Mark McKray. He's a strong lad, he's going to come to fight, he's not going to lie down. This is a tough debut for Alfie Smith. I wouldn't like to be in his shoes myself at the moment, to be honest.
And the eye contact at the start, this is always quite a big thing, isn't it? The guys keeping eye contact with each other.
Yeah, some fighters do, some fighters don't. Some fighters don't like to make eye contact at all. I personally prefer a fighter that does make eye contact. You can tell a lot about your opponent from looking them directly in the eye. You can see how much they're going to be up for it, whether they really want to come to fight or not. But we'll see this here. Hopefully Alfie takes his time. Good start there from McKray, good body shots. So he's a southpaw, Alfie, so he's going to be looking to snap that right hand lead out, throw the big left hand over the top and come back with a lead right hook. That's the punch he's going to be looking for tonight, is the right hook.
Have you got many tweets coming through?
I've got a couple coming through, yeah. Whitey 106. We'll come back to the tweets after. The action looks like it's hotting up. There's a stumble there and Smith touched down. I'm not sure whether it was a punch or not that caused it, but as I say, McKray's a tough lad. It's a tough debut for him. So far he's given him all the trouble that he can handle. Smith looks like, to me, he needs to get a little bit busier, start letting his hands go a little bit more. At the moment, he's just waiting. McKray's doing his work and he's just not letting his hands go himself. So he needs to get a little bit busier, start doing a bit more work himself. Busy there, but nice tight defence from McKray. Didn't look troubled by that at all. So that's the one. Smith, when he gets backed up there, when he gets backed up to the ropes, he's going to be looking to roll his head under and to the right-hand side. Come back with his own right hook, try and catch McKray on the counter with his own right hook. So he'll have to roll his head under and come back across with his own big left hook. It's his favourite shot, I believe. So very troubled by that McKray at the moment. He's looking to hold on. Again, two very powerful welterweights.
Those blows to the head, are they really disorientating when it happens, or not really?
Not really, to be honest with you. They're running on so much adrenaline at the moment. They certainly don't. They really, you know, unless you get hit right on the end of the nose, you really don't feel them while you're in there, to be perfectly honest with you. The body shots are the most painful ones. They really do knock the air out of you. They hurt when they sink in. They hurt.
Hence why that's what Smith was just going for.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. It's a little bit shorter. It's going to be easier for him to swing down underneath the McKray's punches and land body shots there. Again, another tight first round here. Very tight. It's hard to split them, to be honest with you. McKray started a bit up. I think, again, probably Smith finished the round the stronger. I would give Smith the first one.
Fantastic. This boy from Cambridge, you know, this Alfie Smith making his fight debut. Sometimes you can tell an actor when he walks on stage he has something. This guy walked on stage once again to a fantastic introduction music. I know it's a bit show busy, but he had something about him. Also, he's a good-looking boy, and people like good-looking boys. And if he does well, he have a big fan base. And I think that he certainly won the first round. What do you think, Frank?
Yeah, as I say, again, I mean, I thought McKray started the round the better. He looked a bit busier. Smith took his time to settle in, which is understandable, bearing in mind it's the first round of his pro debut. He looked a little bit tentative at times, a little bit nervous about letting his hands go, but certainly settled in, and he definitely won the last half of the round. I would say that he won the first.
Yeah, he did win the first. And Alfie's a good-looking boy, and you must like him, naturally. You like the look of him?
Yeah, I do. It's very lovely. I'm loving this. Half naked man, it's brilliant. But no, I mean, boxing-wise, he's amazing. He really got stuck in at the end there. It was fantastic. Let's see what round 2 holds.
Yes. Again, good start there from McKray. Some good work to the body. 3 or 4 punch combination that he just let go. Didn't seem to bother Smith too much, but it's about work rate again. I mean, Smith's just not doing anything. I like to see a boxer take their time, but you know, he needs to work just a little bit harder, if you ask me.
This is Smith.
This is Smith, yeah. Yeah, he's just from the outside there. He's just looking for the single shot. He's not really getting into range. It's as though he's just happy to coast the first half of the round and work the last half of the round.
And that's not going to do him any good with winning the rounds.
Well, you know, I mean, provided he's not taking too many shots, he's not going to lose the rounds there. But I'd like to see him work for the whole 3 minutes, really. I mean, as we say, as a young lad, don't give this McKray a chance to get into the fight. Just go and impose yourself on him. Don't let him get into the fight. So it's just not working enough there.
McKray's coming back into the fight now, which is unfortunate.
Good straight left.
He's getting back into the fight, McKray. So Smith's really has to look after himself, and he's got to step it up a bit, as Frank says. He's got to work the whole round.
Absolutely, some good action going on there. It was a cracking overhand left, followed by a right hook from a Smith. Seemed to just buckle McKray's legs for just a fraction of a second there. So I've trained with Alfie. He's a powerful lad. He really does sink those shots in. Very troubled at the moment, McKray, very troubled. Looking to fire back, which is always a good sign. But he needs to take his time there a little bit, Smith. Just take his time, pick his shots, but he's got to throw 2s and 3s rather than one single shot. Needs to throw 2 and 3 punches at a time. I don't think you're going to trouble a tough lad like McKray with a single shot unless it's an absolute peach.
This is a real tear-up. I mean, 2 great fights you've had so far. This is a real tear-up now. And this round is very, very important because at the moment it's even Stevens. And McKray is tending to maybe getting on top here.
As I say, some good work there from McKray, but nice tight defence from Smith. Didn't seem too bothered by it, to be honest with you. So that's an absolutely cracking shot. Absolute cracking shot. And another straight left hand, good shot. Right hook, spun off, changed the angle on him. McKray tried to counter and miss. Good work by Smith there. Again, I mean, he shouldn't really be sitting on the ropes there. He had room to slide out to the side. He could have just slid off, not let McKray do any work at all. I'd rather see fighters hit, then move off to the side, don't get hit. You know, it's okay having a good defence, but sooner or later some of these shots get through, and that's when fighters get cut and stopped. Another good lead right hook there from Smith. But again, they're single shots. If he tried to put 2 and 3 of them together, if he landed 2 or 3 of them, he could possibly get McKray out of it. But the single shots are not.
They're not as effective.
Not at all. No.
Jess, what are your views on that round?
That was a great round. I mean, it had everything. It had drama and 2 young boxers there fighting for their life, really. I don't know how to. I mean, I think that was pretty even Stevens. What do you think, Frank? Was that pretty even Stevens?
Yeah. Again, I mean, I think Smith started the round a little bit slowly. To me, work rate wise, it was probably pretty even. But I think the better quality work possibly came from Smith. The cleaner shots was landed by Smith.
So we think 2 up for Smith.
Yeah. For me, I would edge it towards Smith. But you know, there's a case for McKray. He clearly won the first part of the round when Smith wasn't working. So you know, there's a case for it. But in my professional opinion, I'd edge towards Smith just for the better quality work. As I say, it was single shots.
In my unprofessional opinion, I agree with you.
Thank you very much.
And in your professional opinion, what do you think the future is for Smith?
It could be anything, to be honest with you. It depends on how well he lives the life, whether he eats right, stays off the alcohol, stays away from cigarettes, and women and, you know, all sorts
Everything
of
you don't
distractions.
do.
Something like that, yeah, something like that.
Okay,
But
so
yeah.
we've got round 3 now. How do you think this one's going to go?
Again, I'll see it following a pretty similar pattern, to be honest with you. I think there's a little slight cut there for McKray over his right high.
Yeah.
Again, Smith just seems to be content to let him work there, which I don't think is, you know, it's not a good idea. It's going to let McKray build his confidence and think that he's back in this fight. Smith should be getting on the front foot, pushing him back, pushing McKray back to the ropes and working away to the body, switching up, throwing to the body, then the head, bringing his hands down, throwing 2 and 3 shots at a time. I mean, I am extremely impressed with the work that Smith's doing. He looks sharp, he looks snappy, he looks powerful, but just a little bit lazy at times. Again, there, just waiting for just a little bit too long. To me, there, McKray looks tired. McKray's not now working.
So for that reason, this is when Smith should be doing the 3.
That's when he should be pushing. That's when he should be pushing back there.
You know we're close enough here to get the sweat.
I'll lean in and give him a shout. Again, that's where he needs to be getting on the front foot there. Not single jabs, 2s and 3s. Lead lefts coming back with the hooks, throwing the body shots. I mean, it's good work. As I say, I'm impressed with him, but he could have done better, in my opinion.
What are your views there, Jess?
Well, I'm thinking this boy McKray is a nice fighter also. I mean, he's giving his all in there, and it's still a bit even Stevens. Anything can happen. I mean, we could get a knockout in this fight as well because they're taking heavy punches from both of them.
Again, another single shot there from Smith.
Well, that's the thing. Smith is looking really on top form, and McKray's starting to look much more tired. So is that what you're saying? He should just go in for it?
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't want to throw all caution to the wind. You don't just want to open up, but you just want to be a little bit busier. When it's clear that you've got your opponent tired, he doesn't look exhausted, but he's definitely, McKray's work rate is definitely slowed down, and that's where Smith just needs to be a little bit busier, maybe a touch more aggressive. Doesn't want to get loose, doesn't want to leave his chin out to dry so the other guys can tag him on it, but just a little bit busier there. I mean, to me, Smith doesn't look like he's struggling at all fitness-wise. A couple of little blows there, which are expected after 3 tough rounds, but he needs to get on the front foot, push McKray back, do some work, and then step off him and go and take a breather himself, rather than just being in there looking to throw single shots. Again, for me, it was a clear Smith round. Smith 3 up for me. You know, McKray needs a knockout to win the fight, which it doesn't look like he's going to get. But yeah, a good performance, but McKray certainly dangerous for the first couple.
Well, Natalie, it's a difficult round to call that. I mean, both fighters had their moments, and I really don't know. I mean, as I say, one of them could get knocked out because they're both landing heavy punches, and they're rocking all over the place. It's a great second fight. I think this evening we've had 2 great fights and great entertainment. I don't know what Frank thinks now. I mean, are we all evens, or do we think that?
Again, yeah, I mean, for me, I've got Alfie Smith 3 rounds up. I think he's won the first 3. The first 2 was a bit tight. First one was probably the tightest one. Second, you know, again, I think Smith edged it. The last round he clearly won for me. So for me, he's 3 up. I think McKray needs a knockout to win the fight. Yeah. It doesn't look to me as though he'll get it, but again, in this last round there's 3 minutes left. I'd like to see Smith not get reckless, but just work a little bit harder, throws his shots in combinations. Good defence there, turned it well, good footwork.
You say work hard, I think he's working hard enough for me. I mean, from a professional point of view, obviously you're right, but my goodness, they really are having a go in there tonight.
Yeah, they've
a fantastic fight.
They've certainly stepped up the pace at the start of this round. It'll probably die down there a little bit after that little burst there. They've both done a bit of work, so they'll slow down and have a little breather. Bit of a lazy jab there from Smith. Needs to really pump that out and keep McKray away from him. If he's going to throw single shots, you need to be very precise and very snappy with them. If you get lazy, you're open for counters over the top. Good hook there from McKray. Again, see, for me, it's Smith's laziness there that's allowing McKray to work. When he's in front of him and he's stalking him and he's got his back to the ropes, McKray's not doing anything like now, look. As soon as Smith lets McKray get onto the front foot, McKray starts to work. So they're good jabs, but he really needs to follow him up with the left hand, the hook, body shots. Get another good single jab. Good shot. Now they're two good left hands. Lovely lead hook. But again, you see where the attack there is slightly disjointed. That's where he needs to throw them in combination. Bang, bang, bang.
Like quicker punches.
Yeah, quicker punches, put them together, 2s and 3s. I think, you know, for a debut, again, I'm fairly impressed with him. He's looked good. He's done some good work. He'll learn from it. I mean, all these early fights are a learning experience. He'll learn from it. I am impressed with him. I don't want to sound like I'm being overly critical. You know, as I say, it was a very tough opponent for a first fight. McKray's a tough lad. He's fit. He's strong.
Well, you can see all the muscles coming out now when he's in that.
Absolutely,
in that position.
absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah, they're both in good shape. They're both, you know, they're both young. They're both strong. They're both fit. You know, they both give a good account of themselves. As I say, I'm fairly impressed with Smith, but just a few more combinations, and I think he could have possibly even got McKray out of there tonight. Looks like when he throws that lead left, that lead backhand, Smith, when he throws the straight left, he really turns his hips and shoulders through the shot. Gets a lot of leverage in the shot. It's a good shot. Good bout there, but Smith, 40-36. He won all 4 rounds as far as I'm concerned. I'm sure Martin there will be absolutely overwhelmed. He'll be very, very pleased for Smith in the corner there, Martin. Be overwhelmed.
So what do you think, Jess? So, like, young lad's first debut.
Absolutely. His debut fight, handsome boy, have a big following in boxing. Alfie Smith. In fact, I think that fight was probably better than the first fight. It was action all the way. It was nip and tuck. And, you know, from a fight fan myself, I really couldn't really tell who was on top. Frank said that Alfie won every round, and obviously he did, but it was from a fan's point of view, it looked very close, but I agree, Alfie did win.
Fantastic. That really was a great bout, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. Let's say for a debut, it was fairly evenly matched. Let's see what the referee's given it.
Mark McKray at 37 and Alfie Smith, the winner, 40.
Yeah, he's given 3 rounds to Smith and 1 round even. So it would have probably been the first round that was the even round, and then he gave Smith the last 3 rounds. So Smith's won the fight 40 points to 37 points.